Hey, what's up guys? How you doing? It's me, Mr. 4K Upscaler. This video, it's mainly a request, an old request from some of my subscribers. They've been always asking me, hey man, what's like the best calibration for cable television? Whether you're watching satellite or cable network provider, DirecTV, what have you, Time Warner, right? Either or. Now, particularly here, I chosen CNN, or it could be MSNBC, Fox News, doesn't matter. I'm just swiping through the channels to show you some things, just so I can use something as a reference to show you how it looks. But here, I'm gonna go through my calibrations really quick just to show you what I'm working on right now. Now, keep in mind, these are my own custom calibrations. Some of you will agree, some of you disagree, but I think before you make any judgment, you need to go ahead and you need to try these calibrations. Also, one more thing to keep in mind before I do these calibrations, you have to have Samsung Ks-8000 or 9000 series in order for this to work. If you don't have Samsung Ks brand with the same model, whether it's 8000 or 9000 KS, if you don't have that KS 8000, 9000 model, this will not work. Because every brand, whether it's Sony, whether it's Vizio, Panasonic, or what have you, they all have different calibrations built into it. Different temperature colors, more or less. What I'm trying to say, the panel is built differently, so the panel will not have the same peak brightness as this one. Some panels, majority of panels except Samsung, Samsung is the only panel that uses quantum dots, so things will not look the same. So I just want to make this clear. Do not use these calibrations if you do not have this type of TV, okay? That's all I want to say. So let's start the calibrations. Okay, so I switched it back to ESPN really quick, and I'm going to go ahead and start with calibration really quick just to show you. By the way, I am recording this in 4K. So what I mean by that is the resolution is a 4K resolution that I'm recording this on. But you might have to wait a while till you get that 4K resolution available for you to choose from. Now, let's start with my calibrations. I had to spend 2 minutes to explain this to you guys because I don't want you to think that the calibrations I'm using here, you can use it on any TV. You cannot use these calibrations on any TV. You can only use it on Samsung KS 8000 or 9000. If you ask me that in the comment section, I will not reply because I already mentioned it here. So I just want to keep that in check for you. Now let's continue. Of course, I'm using a standard mode, as you can see right here. Now here's the trick. Before we start with everything else here, here's the trick, the most important trick. Dynamic contrast, you want to turn that off. You really don't need a dynamic contrast because what it does, it really screws up your whites. Everything looks too bright, too vibrantly white, too bright. So you want to make sure the dynamic contrast is off. You won't be able to read the letters when it's turned on too high. Color tone, I always go with the warm one. I think I already explained why I want to go with the warm one, because it gives me that nice balance between the blue, the yellow. And this thing, it's not too yellow, it's not too blue, it's not too cold, it's not too warm. It's just in the middle. It's a really nice, sweet spot. So always keep it in the middle. And a nice little balance right there. Now, here's a trick. Now, a lot of you guys will say, well, why gamma? It's -3. Here's the reason why. Because this is a coaxial cable, scrambled high definition, quote unquote. It's not even really a true high definition, okay? It's a scrambled high definition 1080p 60, okay? It's just a gimmick because for the cable that would cost a lot of money to have all these channels in a pure 1080p native, okay? So it's a scrambled 1080p, and there's a lot of bright levels on there. Like the levels are very bright. And the reason why you have such a bright levels of the brights, you want to go ahead and move that gamma to -3. If you move this gamma to middle, the entire screen will look bright. It will look like it's full of smoke. It will be so bright, and you don't want that. You want the deep black levels to pop out. So gamma -3, remember that. Keep the gamma on -3. Now sharpness, I felt 20, it's a nice sweet spot, especially for cable. You don't want to go too low, you don't want to go too high, because if you go too high, then you'll see these little scrambled levels of distortion showing up, and you don't want to see that. You don't want to see that artifact showing up like a snow, like a distortion all over the place. So you want to keep it at 20. Contrast, I keep it at 83. Why? Because again, this is not HDR content. There's no reason for you to be blasting the peak brightness, okay? Unless you're like in a big arena or somewhere, and the peak brightness needs to be too high. But if you're like in the room, the living room, this is perfect. 83 is perfect. Since you already have gamma -3, brightness 45, it's just right to move it 5 notches down. I felt the brightness should be at 45. Backlit, I left it at 15 because, again, remember, you don't want to blast because it's just going to look too white. It's going to look too bright, and you don't want that. It's going to look unnatural. It's going to hurt your eyes. Remember, you got to also protect your eyes as well. And another thing is, you're not watching an HDR content, so it's okay to leave that backlit at 15. So that's pretty much what I'm rocking here. Color, it's 53. The reason you say why the color is 53, because I felt if I go above 53 and higher, since this is a scrambled HD content, it's not a true HD content, it's a scrambled coaxial cable HD content. I don't care what they say, it's not a true native 1080p, okay? They can kiss my ass. I don't care what the Comcast tells you, all right? The only one that's doing is DirecTV through satellite, which is a pure HD. So I keep the color 53 because I don't want to oversaturate. I don't want to overbleed my colors because it's going to look unnatural. So you want to make sure you keep your color at 53. So that's pretty much what I'm using. So I highly recommend that you guys go ahead and try these calibration settings. I would highly recommend that you try them out. It works for me. I enjoy it. Let's go switch to another channel. Let's go switch to, let's say, history, like a history channel. And let's see how that looks really quick. We'll just go scroll through some channels really quick. Commercials everywhere, of course. MSNBC. The reason I'm choosing these channels is because I'm not gonna get flagged if I'm using these news channels, you know. So I'll be fine with this, you know. I'm not gonna get blocked. So if I was to go to, let's say, a movie channel and there's a movie on there, there's a good possibility that I might get flagged. So that's why I don't want that to happen, you know. As you can see, you know, the colors look more natural. This is the best I can get out of cable. Remember, we're watching a cable being stretched out on a upscaled 4K. This is a scrambled 1080p being upscaled to 4K on a 65-inch. And this is as best as you can get right now at the moment. Because remember, what they're broadcasting, it's not meant to be for 4K televisions. It's only meant to be for 1080p televisions. Okay, so what you're seeing here, basically, it's me trying to give you the best possible calibration that I can squeeze out of it. All right, so there you